of lighthouses by that old lighthouse golf course in West Sacramento. But again, it has come to an end at the CHP Academy in West Sac.
Well, right now, police have just arrested 2 men in connection with a shooting and a standoff at a Citrus Heights home. Earlier this morning, the SWAT team was called to this house on the 7400 block of Willow Creek Drive. Naj Khan is there live with how this all went down. Naj.
And Lisa, Michelle, we've been sitting pretty much status quo since very early this morning, with Citrus Heights police finally ending their search for the gunman door to door. And that the shooting suspect, pardon me, folks, the shooting suspect at least. And then finally, after going door to door, that's when they finally started moving. And then we had a little bit of action over the last 30 minutes. Go ahead and take a look at this video. And what you'll see over here, police in SWAT gear finally broke down the front door of this home where the shooting happened. About 3 minutes later, one man was brought out in handcuffs. A few minutes after that, another man was brought out of the home. Both of them were put into squad cars. Now, they are not under arrest, according to Citrus Heights police. We were just told that a couple of moments ago. They were both found sleeping in a bedroom inside of the home. No weapons were found inside of that home, and neither of these men are believed to be the gunman. There was no gunman inside of the home at all. So the search for the gunman still very much underway at this time, but not inside of this home. Let's go ahead and bring it back live out here to the scene. Again, you can see a lot of activity still here that is going on. All of this the result of an altercation this morning inside the home that led to the whole block being shut down. Shielded by patrol cars with pistols and rifles drawn were Citrus Heights police officers. Knowing what was fired in this home, packed a punch.
Well, the only thing that I just heard, like somebody unloaded a whole gun, all of his rounds.
It was a pop and then pop, 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 pop.
Just before 6:30, an argument leads to gunfire in this home. This 23-year-old man is shot, but police determine the scene is too dangerous. They take him to the ambulance. Paul Meade saw the victim.
He had his shirt off and he was shot right below his stomach.
As officers take their spots outside the home, 6 others were evacuated.
I'm a little nervous.
Julie Cantrell and her mother Judy live across the street.
There's been a lot of activity. I don't know exactly. They just moved in about October, I think. So it's been a little bit more activity than normal.
All along, police have treated the scene like a standoff, knowing there is the possibility the suspect left in a blue sports utility vehicle.
These kinds of situations can range from, a simple next half hour to several hours. So we'll just take it one step at a time to ensure that the public safety is met.
As we bring it back out live here again, you can see a lot of police activity. A lot of the people that live around here still not being allowed into their homes, but wondering when is the next step? When will they be allowed back into their homes? And police giving them a little bit of an idea when they'll be allowed back in. Crime scene investigators right now are inside of that home trying to process the scene. Now, there is no identification right now on the 2 people that were brought out of that home. But again, right now they are not under arrest. They were found in a bedroom sleeping, and the gunman still has not been found. Lisa, Michelle, back to you.
Okay, gunman still on the loose. Thank you, Naj.
Well, police chase has just come to an end.
A shooting in Citrus Heights has left a neighborhood locked down. The shooting happened early this morning at Willow Creek Drive in San Juan. Police sealed off part of that neighborhood hours ago, and that's how it remains. KCRA3's Brian Hickey joins us live from Citrus Heights with more.
And Walt, just a moment ago, they started escorting some of the neighbors back into this area here off of Willow Creek Drive. But in the meantime, the street itself is still shut down while CSI investigators begin their work. 2 men were just brought out of a house out here. You can see one of them right now being interviewed by Citrus Heights police. And then further down the street, another man also brought out under the street here and now being questioned by police. These 2 men were in the back room of a house here, apparently asleep, and didn't hear the officers ordering them to come out of the house as part of the investigation. So at this point, they are not suspects. They're merely witnesses, and they're being questioned by police right now. This is what the scene looked like just a short time ago when those men were brought out of the house. Police with some riot gear, also a dog, a canine unit they took into the house there with them, taking every precaution, and that's what this was all about this morning. This street has been shut down since 6:30 this morning. They didn't want to rush the situation. They wanted to make sure they were geared up and ready to go, and went over to the house. And when they went to the house, they weren't even sure if anyone was there. But that's when they found the 2 men sound asleep in the back. This all started after one man was shot in the leg early this morning. It was about 6:30. Residents here say they heard about 6 shots go off, and one man, as he was leaving for work, actually saw the victim on the side of the road, bloody.
The gentleman was standing on the sidewalk and had his shirt off, and he was shot right here, right below his stomach, right at the top of his leg, and there was, you know, just blood everywhere.
Now, police say there was a party at the house last night. There was an argument, and they believe that's what led up to this morning's shooting. In the meantime, they're still looking for the gunman. They say he left in a dark-colored SUV, and that's really all they have to go on. They're hoping that these two men that they've brought out into the street now at this hour will help shed some light on this investigation so they can locate that gunman who at this point is considered armed and dangerous somewhere in the community. Live in Citrus Heights, I'm Brian Hickey. Walt, back to you.
Brian, thank you. Police arrested one teen.
That area. Two men were eventually arrested, but officers are not sure if they are connected to the shooting. They believe the gunman that they were looking for may have slipped away. A manhunt underway in Stanislaus County for a gunman who shot and